Welcome back to Sorare Assist. Adam here, and the end of season sale has started and I'll be highlighting some top targets you should consider for your SO5 squads. If you like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, there is a link in the description below if you wish to do that and get signed up today. You get a free limited card and also 13 common cards to start your collection. So the end of season sale is now here, and today I'm going to be picking the top targets in terms of price and quality for the SO5 scoring. Today I'm going to be picking players from the German Bundesliga, and this is part 2 of this mini-series. Part 3 will be coming shortly, and part 1 was released a few days ago. So check back on the channel if you didn't catch part 1, where I highlighted some goalkeepers, defenders and midfielders. This week in part 2 I'm going to be highlighting some midfielders, and then in the last episode in a few days time, part 3, I'm going to be highlighting some midfielders and some forwards. If you want early access to videos like this, then join my Patreon or become a member of this YouTube channel by clicking that join button below. None of the content is financial advice and always do your own research. Right, let's get stuck in then. So the first midfielder I've gone for this week is Marco Reus of Borussia Dortmund. Since being around for ages now, this guy is still only 32 though, and still a fantastic player, as highlighted by his L40 of 59 and his L15 of 63. His limited at the moment is going for around 128, and his rare is going for around 1000. But if we look back here, his rare was going for around 3000, back here 4000, around here 1700, and just in February 1500. Recently someone snapped him up for 1100. As you can see, they got a huge saving there on a quality player. Again, for his limited, similar story, 452, 358, 296, and more recently 131. As you can see, that is a big price drop due to the end of season sale. And if we have a look at his scores, he's got some absolutely fantastic scores, including 2 100 scores as well. He's scored 14 goals and got 16 assists in the last year, so he's looking absolutely fantastic, and he's still a starter for Dortmund as well. He started 40 of the matches in the last year. Looks a very solid pick. Next up I've gone for Vincenzo Grifo of Freiburg. Just 29, L40 of 59 and L15 of 56, which looks really impressive, especially at this price point of around 56 for his limited and 518 for his rare card. Now if you look back at his prices back here, he had 1419 here, 932, 918, and more recently someone snapped him up for 556. That is a 50% saving. Again, back here he was going for 177, 124 here, 134. More recently someone's done their end of season sale shopping and got him £56. Really good player. Looking at his scores as well over the last year, he's got some good scores, including a 100 score here as well. He's scored 9 goals and 7 assists in the last year, so he's looking at a really good option for your SO5 teams. Another good option is Jonas Hoffmann, who's really come on to form recently. 29, plays for Mönchengladbach. He's got an L40 of 59, L15 of 62, and more recently an L5 of 76. So he's looking really on solid form at the moment. His limited is going for around 56, and his rare is going for around 448. Now, if we look at the auction sales going back a bit, so 826 here. More recently in February, he's going for 1000. And back here in February, 882. Now, if we look at his most recent sale, 447. As you can see, that's a huge saving, more than 50%. Again, if we look around here, 154 he was going for, 137, 133, 116. Most recent auction sale was £43. So that is an absolute steal there for a quality player. Another good player is Jonas Hector of Köln. He does get some German football as well. He does play for the national team now and again, this guy. So he's looking really cheap at this price point. He's got an L40 of 54 and an L15 of 51. His price at the moment is going for around 13 for his limited and 164 for his rare card. Now if we look at his price graph, back here in December he was going for 579. Here he's going for 334. More recently, someone's picked him up for 164. Huge saving there for whoever purchased that player there. So a fantastic end of season sale bargain. If we look at his limited card, that was going for around £57 around this period. And around February time, it was going for around 38. As I said, more recently, it's been sold for £14. So it looks a really good bargain to me. Currently injured, but only a little minor injury, calf injury, expected back in June. Now, another good player, and who always seems to be cheap, but he's a fantastic player nevertheless, is Maximilian Arnold. Only 27 as well. Plays for Wolfsburg. He's got a long contract with them. He's got an L40 of 54 and L15 of 59. Very consistent player, this player, over the years. On really good consistent form as well. So you can always rely on him to get some decent scores. Now he's limited at the moment. He's going for a very cheap looking 37. And his rare is going for around 492. Now if we look at his price back here, it was going for 824. One here for 654. And also here for 558. Most recent sale is 432, which is a really decent saving. Looks is limited. There's an auction here for 113, £73 here, and £55 here. And if we have a look here in the most recent sale, £38. £38 for a quality player like this looks a real steal to me. Especially if you look at his scores. He is capable of the high score as well. He's got a 90 there and also a few 80 scores as well thrown in there for good measure. Really consistent player, really churns out the scores as you can see, but he's also capable of getting these high scores. He scored 4 goals and 5 assists in the last year as well, so it does look a really good option. Next up we've got Nicholas Hoffler of Freiburg, 32 now. He's got an L40 of 53 and L15 of 58. Going for a really cheap looking £10 and his rare card is going for around 127 on auction. So back in December he was selling for 335. 226 here in February, and there was a sale here as well more recently of 294. This was on the 25th of March. Most recent auction was sold for 145. Again, a 50% saving. If we look at his limited price then, so here was going for 37. Back here someone played 61 for him. £40 here. A few more recent sales here of 41 and 40. And the most recent auction was for £9.89. That was on the 17th of May. So this was just yesterday actually. So that is absolutely fantastic. Really cheap price for this player. And if we look at his scores as well, he's got some decent numbers in the last year, including a 90 score and 80 score here as well. So he's looking really good in terms of his scores. He scored 2 goals and 4 assists as well in the last year. Now another good player, who plays for the top side, is Bayer Leverkusen's Kerem Demirbay. He's got an L40 52 and an L15 of 52. Now something to note here is not always playing all of the games as you can see here. Leverkusen have obviously got quite a few good players in their midfield ranks, but if some of those players potentially move to other clubs this season, maybe Demirbay could become a permanent starter. His limited is going for around £12 at the moment, and his rare is going for around 148, which looks really cheap for me. If we look at his scores, he has got some fantastic numbers here when he is getting the game time. He's got a 100 score here as well. 93 score here, again when he played 90 minutes. 88 here with just 70 minutes played. So he's looking really, really good. He's currently injured, and that's why he's missed the last 3 games. But it's only a minor injury. Looks like a toe injury until the 25th of May. So it looks a really good option, this guy. And if we look at his price, so his rare price back here was 344, 311, 435 here. More recently, someone's picked him up for 146. As you can see, that is a fantastic saving on a fantastic player. Now, if we look at his limited, for 63 here, 59, 37, and if we look at his most recent auction, £12.52. That looks a real steal to me, and it's one that I've actually recently picked up for his limited card, because this price just looks too much of a steal to me, especially if Demirbay can start getting more permanent minutes. Next up we've got Elias Skiri of Köln. 27, L40 of 51, L15 of 50. Again, looking a pretty cheap player for a decent player here. £18 for his limited and around 287 for his rare. In terms of his price, on auction it was selling for 624 here back in Jan. 613 here in February. And now he's selling for £181, which is over a £400 saving. And if we go to his limited card, £64 there for his limited, 73. More recent one, 53. This was just in February. More recently, someone's picked him up on auction for £16. So absolutely fantastic saving there. Really good option. And if we have a look at his scores on the SO5, as you can see, he's got some really good scores when he has been playing. He has got some did not players here, but when he is getting the minutes, he's scoring some great scores, as you can see here from these 2 90-minute appearances, 92 and a 100. He's also got 91 here as well in another 90-minute game. So it does look a very good another option for your squad. 4 goals and 1 assist in the last year. So the final player this week in this part 2 of the end of season sale for the German Bundesliga is Julian Brandt. 26, only 26 still, plays for Borussia Dortmund. His limited is going for around 42 at the moment, and his rare is going for around 366. He's got an L40 of 50 and an L15 of 44. So he wasn't in and out with the team at first for Dortmund, but now he's looking really solid. Now, if we look at his price here, is 1,239, 993 here, 721 here, and more recently is sold for £400, which looks a really good deal to me. 390 as well. So he's looking a really good option. And if we look at his limited, there was someone bought him here for £999 for some reason. I think that was probably an error. But the general price is 137 here, 174, and more recently it's sold for £48. This looks a real steal for me actually, this one. Really capable of getting some really good scores when he's playing consistent minutes. So as you can see, he has played 11 from the bench, 28 started in the last year, but he's scored 9 goals and 8 assists in those starts. And more recently he has been starting as well, which is good to see. 86 score here as well, 85, 83, so he's got plenty of good scores when he is playing and getting those consistent minutes. So it does look a really good option, especially if he can cement his place in that Dortmund side and get more regular minutes. So that was all the selections for this part 2 of the German Bundesliga end of season sale scouting. Part 3 is coming in over the next few days, where I'll highlight some more midfielders and the forwards as well. If you do like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. You can also become a member of this YouTube channel now by clicking that join button below, or become a member of the Patreon. Both these member options, you'll get early access to scouting videos on the Sorare Assist YouTube channel like this. Early access, and check out SorareAssist.com for free Sorare resources and your 100-page ultimate guide to Sorare. And if you're not signed up to Sorare yet, then use the link in the description below to get a free limited card and 13 common cards. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.